whatever you can right away. Get your hands on a bit of money to invest in paid ads. So I think I played business on hard mode at the start, trying to do cold calls, trying cold email, all of the things that didn't require as much of a financial investment, but required a significant time investment. You're paying one way or another. Get your hands on some money to invest in paid ads.
Today on Behind Their Success, we are joined by James Donovan, founder of 92 Media. James is the go-to marketing strategist for accountants, CFOs, and tax professionals, helping them break out of the referral trap and consistently attract high-value clients. He's built a reputation for delivering real, measurable growth without relying on paid ads. James, welcome on Behind Their Success.
So great to be here. Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely, James. So tell us who James is and kind of about your company, what you do.
Yeah, for sure. So I'll add a little asterisk in there. We actually do a lot of paid ads now with our clients, and it works so well. But a big part of what we do is really just making sure the accounting firms we work with are showing up when people search for the services they offer. So what that sounds like, minus a super vague, kind of introduction, when people search accountant, bookkeeper, payroll near me on Google, we make sure our clients show up at the very top and they get those phone calls instead of their competitors.
Yeah, love that. So tell us a little bit about your journey, James. Tell us when you started the company, kind of how that all began.
Yeah, so we'll go back a couple of years, but I was selling ads on adult websites in 2019 before COVID, and I started to see how much money there was to be made online, and just starting to sell, like that social selling aspect. Got laid off from this job, and I saw an ad on Facebook about starting a digital marketing company. And, you get 5 clients, they pay you $2,000 a month, you make 10K, and, life's super easy. Bought into that dream. Turns out it was a lot harder than it was.
You didn't have that in 15 days or something?
Yeah, I didn't have that within 7 days, and, become this online guru.
You didn't have a jet?
Yeah, I got into that, and then, it was tough during COVID. Everyone's first thing, at least in my experience, was cutting their marketing budget. Knocked on a lot of doors, was basically selling Facebook ads to anyone who was open to me trying that for them. Logically got into the commercial cleaning space. That seemed like the best spot during a pandemic. Ran with that for about a year, and that was cool. And then, honestly, someone randomly was just like, hey, what about accounting firms? So we started targeting accounting firms, and I'm so happy. But one of our clients at the time was like, hey, I actually need help getting tax credits for the employee retention tax credit. And I knew nothing about it at the time. We ran with that for a couple of years, and then every man and their dog was selling tax credits. And then after that was done, made a lot of money for our clients. I was like, what else do you guys offer that's high ticket and we can help you get? And that was more the advisory tax planning. So we've really dug our heels into this industry for the last handful of years now.
Yeah. Very cool. Can you kind of explain like CAC, or cost to acquire a customer, and just kind of like, some of these marketing terms that, some of these listeners may not quite understand, but like how, something like a Facebook ads can turn into like not an expense, but like a fantastic return on investment.
Yeah, absolutely. So again, a big thing is what we do is we run paid ads on Google or Google search. So when you think, if you're looking for anything in your area, right? If your toilet breaks, you need a plumber, you're searching for a plumber near me. You're not jumping on Facebook hoping to see an ad for a plumber, or you're not messaging Susie to say, hey, do you happen to know a plumber? I got water leaking everywhere. It's the same idea when it comes to accounting services. Your ideal clients are looking every day for what you offer. So we just make sure that they're showing up. And by positioning yourself there, yeah, you're going to spend some money. What we see about average cost per call is roughly $100. And that may sound expensive to a lot of firm owners if they're used to referrals. But the truth is, if you have a bookkeeping service, bare minimum $600 a month, costs you $100 to get on the phone with someone who says, hey, I need what you offer. Now you're able to bill them $600 a month for, on average, the next 3 years?
Yeah. I'd say at least 3x, right? If you're looking at lifetime value of a client, at least 3 times annual revenue. Yeah.
One phone call now at $100, you have a $15,000 lifetime client. But a lot of firm owners look at it like, oh my God, $100, that's a lot. I have friends who run campaigns and it's $2 a click. Awesome. They clicked on your website. What happened? Nothing.
Yeah.
So that's sort of where we come in. And that's at least my pitch is you get very high intent and they're easy to close.
Yeah. Yeah. And so when, you're coming into a situation like that and thinking about that from like an entrepreneur's perspective of like, okay, so we're thinking about, let's say you're a bookkeeping business like James was talking about. So $600 a month client, 6 times 12, call it a $7,000 a year client. And like he said, it's like, in his experience and what he's been doing, it's $100 to get a call booked, right? And let's say, you're going to have some kind of close rate on that call. So I don't know, even just say 50% close rate. So therefore, it costs you $200. You close one of them, right? And then you've got this $7,000, $7,200 a year client. And if you know anything about the bookkeeping or tax businesses, like it's pretty sticky business. You can probably multiply that, if you're good, 4, 5, 6, 7x, right? So like if you have like a 5x lifetime value, so 7,200 times 5, that's what, 36 grand. So for $200, you just bought a $36,000 client. Now think about, and of course, this is how you get into scaling businesses and doing this in a way that can, you generate the revenue to keep doubling back down in ad spend and that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah, it's an investment. It's like anything. Marketing is an investment in your business. And for anyone who tells you, especially, there's a lot of marketing companies out there, but if they tell you, oh, we can guarantee X result in 15, 20, 30 days. Well, that's an awesome pipe dream, but it's an investment like anything else. Yeah, you can get results, but it really is, it's coming at a later date. You're planting the seeds now, harvest them, and then you can, you reap the benefits.
So when, obviously you work with a lot of, accounting firms, service-based companies, what piece of advice would you give them from a marketing standpoint, or what's like one major mistake you see commonplace and practical solution somebody could do something about?
Oh, such a good question. There's so many. One I see all the time is people, or firms, they go to run ads, which is amazing. They finally invested in, all right, I'm going to run ads and I'm going to, and try to grow the business, but they don't get help. And then they waste a ton of money because their ads aren't set up properly. And what I mean by that is their targeting is off. It's the wrong message. There's not a call to action. There's no seamless funnel to get a call booked. And then they go and blame marketing as a whole that it doesn't work. It's like, no, you just didn't use the tool properly. You were trying to use a hammer upside down and you're using the grip instead of, the end of it. So that would be one. Then the other thing is a lot of businesses don't have a Google business profile, which is like, it's free to have. And it's essentially a website that Google is going to promote for you. And they're the largest search engine in the world.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just at its bare bones, get a Google business profile.
And what I'll tell you, in my industry, you're lucky if they even have one review on them. Or they might have like 2 angry reviews. And that's it.
Crazy. The average firm has 10 reviews, which is such a pathetic number. So it's not hard to get above being average in that regard.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, I get, unfortunately, I had to go through a rebrand and stuff in the last 12 months. And I ended up losing a lot of my Google reviews. I mean, I used to have like 100 on there. I've told this on this podcast before that I was probably in business for like 6 years, 7 years before I ever asked anybody for a Google review. How stupid. And it was amazing when I was finally like, oh, well, why shouldn't I do that? And I finally just emailed a bunch of my clients that I've been working with years and got, probably 50 reviews pretty quick.
Yep.
And it's amazing how that alone changed the trajectory of my business. That alone started making my phone ring. That alone, started the process of me becoming, I would say, well-known in my local market. And it was all just from asking people that already knew and liked me for Google reviews and providing them the link so they'll actually do it.
Yeah. Yeah. You take away the friction. Hey, do you mind leaving me a review?
Give it to them.
Click here. Make it super easy. And it's so awesome to hear that works so well for you because there's so many benefits to it. One, yes, you have social proof. Hey, people know, like, and trust us. You should too, as you speak to someone who doesn't, but also the benefit that it helps your SEO. So how you show up online is enormous. And so many people miss that. They think, oh, it's just a review. no, that Google rewards the more consistent reviews you have. So that's 100% why the phone's ringing more, because you're consistently getting those reviews, and that's awesome to hear.
Yeah. And that's, for entrepreneurs, stay away from that. Listeners, guys, it's like build a process that makes that part of your process, the Google review, whether it's, at what point in your process is the customer at where the point they're fully satisfied, that's where you should implement your Google review, into the process, right? And like James said, it's super important to make that as frictionless as possible, right? Because people love you. And even if they do love you and you send them an email and say, hey, please leave me a Google review, if the link's not just right there, they still love you, but they're going to take the extra 4 seconds to leave the Google review, right?
Yeah. You can take it a step further and even pre-write the review for them. Say, hey, I've drafted a review. Feel free to edit it. Worst case, they copy and paste it. And if you use certain keywords, again, that's going to further your SEO. So an example of that looks like, hey, Bob, it's been awesome having you handle our bookkeeping for our dental office in Boston. Because the next time someone searches best bookkeeping firm in Boston for dental office, you have all that in your review from your customer. And then you respond back to your review and you have the same words, and you're going to get so much further ahead than your competitors. And
Google's like, oh my gosh, these words keep showing up here in this business. They must do that. Are you looking for a new tax experience? Looking for an advisor that actually brings you high-level ideas and proactively plans so you aren't overpaying your taxes? Or how about one that even just responds and communicates in a timely fashion? If any of that resonates with you, you probably just have a tax preparer and not a tax planner. And it is through the tax planning process where all the value is found. And when tax planning is done right, it has a positive return on investment. I'm Paden Squires. I'm a CPA and owner of Squires Tax Planning. We work alongside entrepreneurs and high-income earners, helping them pay the least amount of income taxes, both legally and ethically. We have saved our clients hundreds of thousands of dollars through specific strategies, and we guarantee we can find multiple tax strategies that your current tax preparer hasn't told you about. If that interests you, head over to squirestaxplanning.com. There you can take our free assessment to see how likely it is that you are overpaying on your income taxes. From there, you can also book a free tax discovery call with our team to see what it would look like to have us working for you. One other, practical advice do you see for marketing businesses? SEO has obviously been a lot of stuff for a lot of years now, and we see some of that shifting away, right? As AI kind of starts to eat the search market, right? And even Google itself, right? When you go to Google and you search something, the first, few inches or whatever your screen is made up of Google AI. What's your thoughts on that? Or what are you seeing that just being in the marketing game, seeing some of this stuff about, hey, you want to make sure you're getting referred not just by Google, but by AI.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy what's going on now, especially with AI. But at the end of the day, the same principles to a certain degree still apply. You still want to be putting out content that's providing value and linking back to your website or linking to your social profiles. And the more consistent you are with that, the better positioned your firm will be. You can't just expect to publish one blog on your website or one post on LinkedIn and everyone's going to flood to you. It doesn't work like that. But like you mentioned around the reviews, just build a process around publishing stuff on a weekly basis, and then you don't have to worry about it. But you need the system in place. So it's just with that consistency, you will get into the AI searches, you will get into the organic stuff on Google, and people will eventually get onto your site. And a very humbling thing I'll say is, as many people think they have an amazing website, that's awesome. But no one knows your website exists. They go to Google first, and then they find your site. I mean, that's just the reality. And some people might, not like that, but it's true. People don't.
I mean, it's got to be found, or who cares? You can build the greatest thing in the world. If nobody can find it, well, it's probably not the greatest thing in the world then, is it?
Yeah.
No one can find it. Kind of circling back to just some more marketing topics with you, James. My industry is very much built on referrals, right? And part of that is, the tax and financial space industry. Part of that is because it's about money and trust and all those types of things. And people usually ask for a referral in those situations. But I think this is work I've been doing all year and attempting to do, and still got to do a lot better at it, but trying to build a machine, like a marketing machine and a sales machine, where we have processes and all these things built in place where knowing like close rates and cost to acquire a customer and lifetime value and all those things, to where I can okay, I have this machine. I put $10 into advertising and $100 spits out off the other side, right? Like, can you speak to some of that? And like, just where guys, like, we're marketing, especially if you start getting to do enough volume of work, that like it can get very scientific about and can become pretty dang predictable of like, okay, if I spend this on ads, this much money comes out the other end.
Yeah. Again, it's like you said, everything comes down to it being a system. The platform I would recommend 100% is local service ads. The way local service ads works, it's the closest thing you're getting to a sales call right away when someone takes action. So you're only paying for a qualified call. And to your point, you get that machine up and running. Now all of a sudden you're not relying on unpredictable referrals and hoping someone else speaks about your business. You have a system in place that is going to bring in opportunities for your firm as much as you want. And it's just a matter of, again, going back to that example earlier, you put $100 in for a call, you get a $600 client. And sure, you're not going to close 100% of them, but you're going to close a lot because they already are coming with the intent. So it's just a matter of learning, where do I want to invest my money that is going to give me the best return? And if you don't know where that is, speak to an expert. Just like you tell your clients, let me take over your accounting, bookkeeping, payroll, et cetera, because I'm the expert. You can't tell your clients one thing and then go and do the opposite. But a lot of firms do that.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. It's like with anything, guys, it's bringing in experts allows you to collapse time, right? Allows you to do things a lot faster and a lot, honestly, cheaper, right? Like, I can engage with somebody like James and make it happen a lot faster, and I don't have to flail around for, 6 months, a year or whatever to, kind of begin to figure out what he's already built, right? So yeah, beauty of trade and engaging experts.
Absolutely. It just comes down to be the expert in what you're the expert in, and then pay experts to help you out. And just, you have more time and you have more money. So yeah, you're going to pay one way or another.
Yeah, you either pay with time or money. And guess what? You're going to pay with the one you value the least, right? You value your time the least, you're going to pay with it. You value the money the least, you're going to pay with it. And we're all paying down ignorance debt with time and money all day long.
Yeah, 100%.
What is it? Hermosi says it costs you $1 million a year to not know how to make $1 million a year, right? And to pay down that debt, you got to either learn it from somebody or buy it or, anyway, take the time to do it.
Yeah, it's such a powerful frame, that quote from him.
Yeah. And it's, and you see a guy like him, of course, some of the stuff, what he pulled off this summer with his book launch and stuff is just bonkers. Yeah. Like what he pulled off there. And like, literally you look into it, it's like he called a shot like 6 years ago of building like $100 million book launch. The books are all named 100 million, whatever. And finally, that third book launch he sold $105 million in a weekend of a book.
It's unimaginable.
And like I said, he called the shot like 6 years before, said he was going to do it. He absolutely pulled it off. It was bonkers.
Yeah.
So and anybody who loves the game of business, like, you should study like what occurred there and like how he pulled that off. And the amazing thing is too, and I know I'm going on random tangents, I just get excited about this, but like he started that whole, it turned into $105 million of sales on that, that Saturday, Sunday on a weekend. He started it by putting like 15 grand into ad spend on day one. And after one day, he got like 30 grand back. So he started the whole wheel with like 15 grand and never put more money into it. He just kept re-upping the money. And it got all the way to $105 million of sales of a book before it was released, before a single one of them was ever shipped out. It's amazing.
It's truly just showing you're investing in your business at the end of the day. And I can't stress how important that is. And that, like you said, go watch that back. It's a prime example of that.
Masterclass.
Yet so many firms, they sit on this pedestal of, I don't need to pay for marketing. I rely on referrals. Awesome. Pour some gas on it. See how big your business will be.
Yeah. And some of it is just thinking through, it's like, what do you want, right? Like, what do you actually build? And some people are fine with, just building their business, chugging along. And that's cool. That's awesome. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. But if you want this, it's out there. It's an opportunity out there. And now with ad spend and great sales and growth, you're going to create yourself all kind of a host of other problems, right? Like, it'll fix your revenue problems. But then you're going to start, you start having supply constraints and whatnot. But at least you'll have the revenue to start fixing some of those problems, right?
Yeah. And money's a good, problem fixer.
Well, what was the quote? If money can fix the problem, you don't have a problem. Even as bad as that sounds, it's true. Everything coming through with marketing and AI and whatever. Like, what do you see as like the trends? I mean, what do you think's important over the next 5 years? As AI eats the whole world.
It's such a big question.
Yeah. I figured you'd have the perfect answer.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You're catching me ready for this one. I would say AI is not going away. That's for sure.
Yeah.
The rate that it's growing at is, I think I saw something the other day, and don't quote me on this, but it was like maybe 8x or 10x faster the adoption of AI users than the internet was.
Yeah, it might even be faster than that. So like the internet, say back in 2000, the internet was like the fastest adopted thing in humanity ever. In 2011, crypto started that, and it became the fastest adopted thing. And then ChatGPT was released, and it blew it all out.
Yeah,
it went from 0 to 100 million users in 90 days.
So you have the figures. I was really just like underselling that, but yeah. It's not going away.
Exponential growth, yeah,
100%. Learn how to use it and how it will benefit your firm. And that there could be a number of ways in that. It could be as easy as creating content that you publish on a Google business profile. It could be creating articles for your website. If you're doing that, please remove the M dashes. ChatGPT's horrific for putting those in. It's like such a telltale sign that you have AI. There's so many softwares coming out now for uploading tax returns, and AI is pulling all the info. But just figuring out, where can I automate or delegate a task in my firm that is taking up human resources, and give it to AI, because it isn't going away. So you need to get on board, or you will be left behind very quick. And that is just the harsh reality.
Yeah, 100%. You will be left behind. And I don't know. I mean, eventually it may be capable of doing literally anything a human can do. I don't know when that happens or whatnot, but we need to use it while we can and make hay while we can. That's for sure.
So I'll say this. I'm here in Arizona. I was telling you just before we started recording, and I went out last night to get some food, and I jumped in a Waymo. They don't have them.
Yeah. I've been in one before. Yep.
I mean, talk about AI and doing human roles. The vehicle pulled up and there's not even a driver in it, and it drives you to where you need to go. Like, my mind was blown just staring at the steering wheel, and I was like, there's not a human in here.
Yeah. I was in San Fran last December, got in a Waymo for the first time, and it was wild. So we pulled up to an intersection, and the light turned green and the car didn't move. I'm like, me and my buddy were like, what's going on? It's not going anywhere. And it was because, we weren't paying attention, but the other side of the intersection was blocked. The cars, it couldn't get fully through the intersection, so it wouldn't go into the intersection. I'm like, oh, okay. This thing knows what it's doing. Yeah, it's just wild. Flying around San Francisco in a self-driving car. It's nuts.
Yeah, my mind was just blown. And I can't wait to get in another one. I've been putting so much trust in this robot. And you don't need a self-driving car in your accounting firm, but you need to start using AI to whatever degree, right? Go insane.
Well, yeah, I mean, just from a note taker standpoint, to where it's $20 a month or something, and you could have an immaculate administrative assistant taking immaculate notes in every meeting you ever have. And me, I love that because it just helps so much from a customer service standpoint. I don't have to remember, quote unquote, remember anything anymore, right? like I have a perfect record of anything we've ever talked about. It's like, oh, well, yeah, Susie's daughter is going to school this year. And, like I have all the information about my clients, right? And it helps us provide an amazing experience. As tiny as that is, I mean, it's worth something.
Yep, absolutely. It's a great investment.
Yeah, 100%. So James, going back to the beginning of your entrepreneurial journey, if you can give young James some advice, you can tell him one thing, what would that be?
I feel like I was asked this, or I was thinking about this recently. My advice would be do whatever you can right away to get your money or get your hands on a bit of money to invest in paid ads. So I think I played business on hard mode at the start, trying to do cold calls, trying cold email, all of the things that didn't require as much of a financial investment, but required a significant time investment. And back to what we mentioned is you're paying one way or another. If I would have bet on myself a little bit earlier and just maybe went into the bank or asked, a friend or family, whatever it is, for a loan, it would have been so much easier. Now we run ads and we have a predictable system, and we know we put in X each month. We're going to get roughly X back, and our lifetime value is worth Y, and it's just a system. There's no hoping and praying, oh, maybe someone else will send us a customer this month or whatever that looks like. No, we have a system. So yeah, if I could go back, hands down, get your hands on some money to invest in paid ads.
That's similar to Charlie Munger's advice. R.I.P. Charlie Munger. He was Warren Buffett's right-hand guy. But he said, my piece of advice is do whatever you have to do to get your hand on $100,000. Like he's like the first 100K is like the hardest. And he's like from there just start investing in stuff. And it's like save up a chunk of money and wait for a big opportunity and swing.
Yeah. And what does he say? Everything to get the 100, and then you can slowly let your foot off the gas. It's not entirely, but then you can slowly let off. But things just get easier because now you.
Yeah. Well, now you got a little capital that's starting to lift, do a little bit of the lift for you, right? Where it's not just, James or Paden running around having to create all the capital, right? We got some capital, creating capital. And once you start to get a little capital, then you're even better positioned to take advantage of massive opportunities and all those. Most people don't live the joys of underspending their income. And so they don't take advantage of that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, cool, James. Man, I appreciate you coming on. What's the best way listeners can get to know more about you, get to know more about your business, or just kind of follow you online?
Yeah, for sure. So we have a podcast as well, CFO Chronicles. Check that out on, I was going to say Facebook, on Spotify or Apple, wherever you get your podcast. Connect with us on LinkedIn. Super easy. I'm on there, or visit our website, 92media.com, NINETWO media.com.
Awesome, man. Any parting piece of advice before we roll?
I'm just going to get back to say, get a Google business profile if you haven't done it already. It's free, and you'll make your life and business so much easier, and it'll just make so much more money. Just get a Google business profile.
And if you do, get some reviews. And it's like, just go ask all your clients that'll love you and get some reviews. You will make more money just from that.
Absolutely.
100%, James. Well, I appreciate you, man. Thank you for coming on the show. And listeners, we'll catch you next time. Thank you so much for listening to the podcast. If you found it valuable, please rate, review, and share it. That is the best way to help us build this and reach more people, as we're trying to accomplish our goal of help creating more healthy, wealthy, and wise entrepreneurs. You can follow us on social media by searching for me, Paden Squires, or going to PadenSquires.com. On the website and social media, we're always sharing tips of personal growth, and there we can actually interact. I'm looking forward to it. Thanks, guys.